Hello guys, Spino here. So we finally got the V3 changes for 4.0 beta for HSR. And let's look into the changes. Again, these are from the beta, so they are subject to change. So always take them with a grain of salt. And if you guys want to check it out yourself, you guys can go into Hakushin. It's a pretty good, reliable source, and you can get an exact idea of the changes yourself. Now let's start from Yaguang, I guess, because she got the minimum changes in my opinion. So Yaguang's basic attack now regenerates 30 energy. It used to be 20, now she regenerates more energy with her basic attack. Pretty solid buff in my opinion. Now, using her skill, she grants 20% elation buff to the whole team. It used to be 15, but now it's 20. Again, solid buff. Now her talent got a lot of changes, mainly wording changes. And her gimmick also changed. Now her elation trigger does not require your allies to just spam skill point. It just triggers as long as you basic or skill. And her damage from the her elation damage is gonna depend on only on 20% of her elation damage. Simply she does more damage with her as talent. She can stack her punchline a little bit faster. She doesn't need to rely on someone like Sparkle for just spamming skill points to do damage. She can just do it without much effort, I guess, from ally spamming skill points. This is great, especially for future elation units. They don't need to spam her skill for Yaguang to do more damage. Now her technique, it did not get any changes. It's still the same. Now her elation skill, like I said, because now she can stack punchline more efficiently, she simply does more damage with her elation skill, and that's it. Her for Eidolon changes, I'm only going to talk about E1 because the rest of them are mostly just wording. Okay, it's not wording changes. I'm just going to talk about E1 just in case. So her E1, she gives 20% defense to the whole team, pretty solid. And her Aha instant, her ultimate, now deals 40% of elation damage. So it's a pretty good general buff for herself. Most of these changes only make Yaguang do more damage. The only thing that the allies are gonna take advantage of is her elation damage from her skill, and that's it. The rest of them, they're just for her personal damage increase. I think it's a pretty solid changes for Yaguang. Unfortunately, she's still gonna be like a mandatory elation team unit. She's not that universal in my opinion, but it is what it is. Changes are changes, so yeah. Now for Sparxie, oh my god, Sparxie got so many changes. I don't even want to talk about it, but I have to. Now Sparxie, like where do I want to start? Okay, let's start with her flipping skill, I guess. Now Sparxie's skill, or her gift, I guess. Yeah, her boom gift. So I'm gonna start with her boom gift. It's a mechanic on her flipping skill thingy. Now it only does 20% of the extra damage to one random enemy now. It used to be 40%, but now it's only 20%. I mean, yeah, it's only 20%. And the adjacent enemies only get 10%. It used to be 40 and 20 respectively, but now it's like 20 and 10. So the main enemy is going to get 20% of the boon effect, while the adjacent enemy is going to get 10%. So it's like a nerf on her skill. And her talent got buffed. Now she can get more elation damage on the main target and the adjacent targets. It's 40, 20 respectively. So her skill damage went down, but her elation damage went up. Okay, and I think it's a good thing because most of her damage is elation damage. If you don't know, Sparxie does more elation damage than skill damage. Now when Sparxie attacks, she also regenerates two skill points for allies with her technique. That's solid. Really, really good. So her technique now gives 2 skill points to allies. Pretty solid. Now for her elation skill changes. So Sparxie does elation damage to all enemies and deals 20% additional instance of damage. Each instance deals 12.5% fire elation damage to one random enemy and grants 2 thrill points to Sparxie. And if you guys are wondering, this is a small buff to Sparxie's damage, especially her elation damage. Now let's talk about her bonus abilities. Now Sparxie's punchline. For each punchline, she increases the ally's crit damage by 6% up to 60%. So it used to be 4% to 40. Now it's like 6% to 60. This makes her a decent support for, or sub DPS support for other elation units. But I would not recommend to use her in other teams because of her other changes. Now Sparxie's bonus ability 2 also got changed. She additionally gains punchline 1 for thrill points to her former one being. What is it? I think the wording's okay. I think the wording on her bonus ability 2 is wrong, so I'm not going to talk about her bonus ability 2. Her bonus ability 2 has a small change, but I think the wording is all over it, so I'm not going to talk about it. Actually, yeah, I don't think that's true. I will talk about her bonus ability 3 though. Now for each 100 attack of Sparxie's attack exceeds 2000, increase the unit's elation damage by 4%. It used to be 4%, now she has 5%, so you want to stack much attack percentage on Sparxie as possible. Also, her E6 got buffed. I'm not going to talk about her E6. Yeah, her E6 got buffed. So if you're a whale, congrats, her E6 got buffed. Overall, I will say Sparxie got a buff because, again, her damage bonus does not matter. She's an elation DPS, okay? Her damage bonus getting nerfed means nothing. All her damage is elation based. And crazy enough, all of her elation damage got buffed. So yeah, Sparxie technically got buffed. So yeah, if you're a Sparxie main, or if you want to be a future Sparxie enjoyer, well, she got buffed. And now for Black Swan. Black Swan did not get any changes. Her E6 got buffed. So if you're a whale and if you have an E6 Black Swan on your account, well, congratulations. She got flipping buffed on her E6. That's it. Now for Sparkle. Okay, Sparkle. What did they change with Sparkle? Okay, Sparkle does have some changes, okay? Let's start on ultimate. Now her ultimate during recovery overflow skill points are recorded up to 10 points. Now she can record up to 10 skill points on her overflow mechanic. Pretty solid in my opinion. It's really good, especially for someone called Sparxie. It's really good change. Now for her talent also got a small change. Sparkle gains 1 stack of Fisherman, each of the stacks increasing all enemies damage received by 4%, and this can stack up to 3 times. So enemies receive more damage now. Again, pretty good change, especially if you're running her with Sparxie. It's really good in my opinion. Now for her bonus trace 3, it also got a small change. Now when she's using her basic attack, now she regenerates more energy. Also, whoever she's buffing with her skill, she also gets a certain amount of boost from them. So she has a Tingyun talent effect on her bonus trace 3 now. So it's pretty good in my opinion. She gets more energy and she does some extra damage with her basic attack. Now for her her E2 also got buffed, by the way. Her E2 is now kinda disgusting in my opinion. Now for each stack of talent, additionally reduce the enemy's target defense by 10%. And this can stack, by the way. So she can stack this defense percentage maybe up to 40 or something like that. It depends. So for her E stack of her talent, she can reduce up to 10%. So I think it's like 30% defense down, or is it like 38? I don't know the right amount, but now she can reduce the enemy's defense by 10% up to a certain amount of her stacks. I think it's like talent stacks, so I need to check actually. But it used to be 8, but now it's 10. It's a buff for her E2, by the way. So if you have an E2 Sparkle, congrats, you got a buff. Overall, I think Sparkle changes are more tailored towards Sparxie, but they're really good changes in my opinion. And yeah, that's it for V3. Some really good changes for Sparxie in my opinion. I think Sparxie got a decent change, but I think that made her more DPS focused. Also, Sparxie's Lycon got a small buff for her personal damage. So again, W's for Sparxie, I guess. Yaguang got some personal damage buff, and well, Black Swan did not get any buff on her base kit. Her E6 got buffed again. All around, I think it's like a buffs, great buffs to all the units. So yeah, that's it for V3. A lot of changes, but I still think some wordings are here and there. So yeah, but overall, I think it's a good V3, better than Dahlia one at least. So hey, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and leave a like if you guys did, and see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.